Alright folks, I just finished work right now. It's 11 o'clock, 11:15 at the moment. I believe that not much of you guys will believe this, but this technology, I don't want to use the word dictatorship, but technology implemented in our life. Once it becomes a security monitoring every step and movement and classified, like, could you imagine what has happened with COVID and all of us doing QR codes, social distancing and masks and X, Y, Z, which we don't, at the time we don't have the AI camera, or perhaps we have the we got the people who policing each other, or later on it becomes too overboard, like Karen, right? Now, I myself have experienced a technology has controlled me, and it's not in a certain way how it is, right? Now, the fact that what I just mentioned before, could you imagine having an AI camera and whatsoever, or robot technology or robotic took over? There's no such thing as second chance, where you right now you can negotiate, and it's up to the police who give you a fine or not. At least you get away in some form of way, a bit of humanity. All right, it's like I got caught like last week running two red traffic lights, and I laid off because I told them I'll just finish work, like what I'm doing now. But once the technology, robotic gets involved, there's no second chances. A fine, it's a fine, and it becomes black and white, right? Now, myself have experienced not in that particular degree, but at the time I should have an updated phone, but at the time I didn't wanted to have a phone addiction, so I bought myself a BlackBerry, where everyone has. At the time it was Samsung S5, 6, 7, yeah, something around there, 7, and Samsung Galaxy S7, but 7 or 8, something around there. But myself, I've chosen to have a BlackBerry, and the apps are outdated, unable to use, and I'm pretty sure in university, I'm pretty sure now it has been implemented, but there is a form of QR code or answering questionnaires in the middle of lectures. So basically, you have this app you installed, and if there's a questionnaire that is running through in the lecture, and you have to immediately selecting your answer. So it's sort of like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, A, B, C, D questionnaires, right? Now, when you have like that, it was testing you, are you, form of way. Now, obviously, when you have to do your attendance, some course you have to be certain percentage of your attendance as well. Now, particularly with that course that I was in probably around like 80% or 75%, something around there. Now, when I have this whole, when I failed that particular unit, and I was having, I believe one of my units was high distinction, and one of them was failed, and one of them is just, I think it was 45% or 44, and just, I think it's 46. You're just like 4 points away on getting a pass. However, it's not the case on that particular subject, because they flashed back at me and stated that your attendance with that course is let's just say 35%, and I was shocked. I've never get to see you in the lectures hall, but physically I was in the lectures hall at the front. But when they use the technology recording monitor, that is going to get to all of us. No matter what your right and wrong, they're going to pull it out and say, this is the statistics and this is how it goes. And when I look at it, it just made me realize when I watched the George Orwellian, just old films, and how the camera is monitoring. And now, as you know, Coles and Bunnings and Kmart has disabled this, breaching this surveillance on us. At one stage where we have a self-check, there's a camera right in front of us recording everything what we do, so prevent us from stealing. This is becoming ridiculous where it is. Obviously, what I'm trying to say is, once it's been robotic monitoring, aka like China, man, there's no such thing as black and white anymore. So it is very tough, and that is something that we could see that this is going to happen, because I don't know, like before Corona, the biggest news was terrorist attack. Right, the government tried to surveillance in whatsoever in a form of way. Now people can communicate in all sorts of forms. They use like games that has been outdated and they communicate it that way. But it's just the fact that once this technology is, they're hard to crack down. They're going to use excuse on having this sort of cameras, or perhaps in a school shooting, or X, Y, and Z, to have on you. Now, obviously, those who has a criminal record, or those who has, been, discharged from the prison, then they should be closely monitored. But in a sense of way, this technology monitoring, it can be good, it can be bad. But I'll just give you a glimpse what's up like. Now, we could see where is this going to head to. And obviously, could you imagine if you have electric car, right? Now, it can be stopped you. I can say one word wrong, and if I say something or whatever the political agenda, they'll stop my car in the middle of the road. I can't move. It's a lot more controlled than ever before. But when you have a petrol car, it's harder. So it can be used in a different form of way. So I'm just speculating in that way, where we get to see many businesses that have self-checkout. They don't have the certain codes or whatever. You have to go up to the physically and do that. We get to see more technology. And I know Australia is very behind. I know other worlds is far advanced in that